Yes, nonsense and analysis. Yeah, good evening, everyone. I'll be looking at what happened in the round five and six of uh, uh, um, the Cape Gambit Invitational. Yeah, it was a very eventful day for me today. Uh, Lost one and won one. Yeah, let's have a look. And first, in the morning, I played against Colomba V2 from France. And yeah, let's have a look at it. So, uh, so he plays a lot of stuff, and he plays like sort of offbeat systems. So I wasn't sure what he was going to play. He played this now. I played the Maroxy Bind. And then he surprised me with B6. Okay. First, let me give a background as to why I played what's the motivation was in terms of how I played the game. Well, I don't know much about this player, but when I was preparing for him, I had a look at his games, and then I realized that he has serious problems uh, uh, solving or rather playing very aggressive tactical positions. He avoids them a lot. You see, if he plays white, he likes to play like, he will fianchetto, knight f3, g3, b3, or he will play the London, or, always very, very quiet and tries to play very quiet, basically. And so I was looking at a lot of his losses where, okay, but many of them were tactical. Like, and I think I was not wrong because I will tell you, we will see the position. So yeah, here I'm supposed to just castle, castle bishop b7 f3 normal, but I played f4 e5 and h4. Okay. Maybe I should start with bishop f3, but okay, I mean, who knows? It's over the board inspiration, I will say, the justification for this play is that, look, I mean, as I said before, I saw that he's not comfortable with tactical positions, and yeah, so but somehow I just yeah, this was the starting position. I didn't manage to inject some as much energy as I would have liked. I mean, I was considering E6 for a long time. I haven't analyzed this, I don't know, and F takes E6. I was just discouraged by the fact that the rook can take on F4. So, for example, let's say H5, rook takes F4, take on G7, knight takes G7, take on G6, and I don't know. But maybe I should go for this. Mm, I know the computer will say fine, but I mean practically it's actually I don't know why I didn't play this. At some point during the game I thought Queen F8 would come. I don't remember, but I started not to play so well here. I started to realize that, I was not in full gear yet. And I was struggling to come up with ideas said for me. But maybe I should, I thought E6 was the way. And then I played this bishop F3. And yeah, right about now, this is where now, sort of complications are starting. And yeah, the position is not so easy. I mean, if he plays, for example, bishop takes F3, I will play queen F3. And if he takes on E5, maybe I will take with my bishop because I have rook D1 as well. And the position is not clear at all. So he played. And I noticed very much that all the variations that he was choosing variations which were solid, like choosing all the solid variations. Yeah, queen takes f3. I didn't like that. I thought you could give the exchange actually here, and maybe play queen e3 check maybe, and if I play knight e2, he can play bishop takes e5, and I didn't like my position. I just b2 is also hanging. I think black is fine here. I didn't really like this. Uh, So I played g takes f3, and he plays rook c8, b3, knight c7, f4, and he chooses always the most solid, yeah, queen d7. He's always choosing the most solid line. I mean, for example, b5 would be maybe a sharp attempt, maybe. What did I want to play? Can I add some trick here and there and stuff? But I thought b5 was something that he could have played. Then he plays again solidly, yeah, queen d7. So I play bishop e3, and once again solidly. He doesn't want to. If he plays queen f5, possibly I play queen b1. Okay, the end game is surprisingly good for me. If he takes, because I will play maybe knight d5, h5. But he plays queen c6, and I couldn't make something work here. But then I was not really happy with my position. I saw this, and I played this because I felt okay, it's gonna be chaotic, and he was extremely uncomfortable here, and I played queen g4. Okay, of course, this is just, I knew this is not clear, but I'm playing the man. I want to make it very, very unclear. He plays e4, rook c1. So this was my little idea. And then I take, so I wanted to play this position, queen takes e4. Yeah, during the game, I thought actually that he should take maybe here on like g takes f5. I was going to play what rook? I think queen e6 check, king h8, and I must try to get something to d4. But I don't know. I had some idea here, but I mean, because if my bishop can get on the diagonal, but why don't I just play bishop f4, by the way? But bishop f4, rook g8, and it's not working for me, huh? Bishop f4, rook g8 check, because it's got queen h3. I saw something like this. I didn't think, I don't remember. I had some trick. What was I gonna play? I think king away. I was gonna like try and move my king away somewhere, like king h2 or something like this, I think. But I mean, look, it's not supposed to work. I mean, somehow, and but yeah, as I said, he was like sort of worried. I mean, of course, if he plays rook takes f5, I will play rook c1. So he plays rook f7, and then he allows me to go for this. And here again, I'm in time trouble, and I'm trying to get to 40. And I missed. I let king g2. I think was a mistake, because when I play king g2, but then I'm going to allow him to play f3. Okay, still should still be a draw, but I think king h2 should just be much easier. And then, if he takes here to play something like maybe check, I don't know, something like this. I mean, come on, not to let the pawn move easily, and I should be able to hold it easier. But easier said than done in the game. You are not sure, and so here I found d6, yeah, and I think here, I mean, this should be a draw. Yeah, I think now in retrospect, me pushing this pawn was not necessary at all. I can just wait here, play queen g5 check and queen check. But at some point, I was always worried that if I play h5, he can play, for example, h5. I was worried about king h6, yeah. Then, I mean, this pawn, rook f5 and this pawn. But I still think he's sort of, I think I should wait, like queen e5. I don't see, like now, I mean, looking at it, even though I'm still a bit tired, but I don't believe that black should be able to win this position. I mean, yeah, pity. So still, I mean, drawn, and then even here, still completely drawn. Ay, ay, ay. Little irritating. This is still drawn. I made a mistake here. Queen h4. I just made a mistake, somehow. Somehow I thought, I thought he can't take. I mean, I thought he cannot sort of get his rooks sort of disconnected. Yeah, but I should just play a6. I mean, come on. I'm just a6. I mean, I don't know. Let me ask the computer here what the computer thinks if I play a6. I mean, I was kicking myself during the game because I was thinking to myself, why didn't I just play a6? Um, who knows? Yeah, possibly a6. But anyway, yeah, I played queen h4. It took, and then yeah, this position, unfortunately, I lose both pawns, and then it's completely lost. Yeah. So unfortunately, I lost this game. He played quite well, but again, yeah, he will play in the Moja. So I won't play in the Moja, but I think some of the players of our players who will meet him, yeah, he is very uncomfortable tactically. But I don't think one should even force it. One can just play and then, but when you have a choice to play tactically, I think he has his tactics are quite weak, it seems, yeah, or at least he's not that comfortable. Anyway, it is what it is. I lost a good game, and then round 6 I played against Manele. This was tough because I mean it was a long game, and I only went to eat something, and then that was it, and I had to come back immediately. And yeah, so I just played like this on the fly. And Banele plays a lot of stuff, of course, but okay, he chooses to play this line. Knight b5, bishop b4. Okay, I had already played against his good friend Keith Kumalo in the essay closed. I played bishop f4, this variation. Yeah? Bishop f4, knight takes pawn, queen f3. There's this very, very sharp variation like this. I played already against Keith and so on and so on. So I knew that, okay, Banele, if he's going to play this, he's analyzed. Yeah, so okay, I must play something else, a3. Why not? I played bishop d3, d4, and e5. So this is an interesting position. Actually, I've had this position many times in blitz games and so on. And yeah, f4, b4, these are the moves that are playable, are played in this position. And I had some interesting idea here. I played here bishop g5, and then he played h6, and I went back. This is my idea. So my idea here is that, for example, if he castles, because the pawn is on h6, I can play h3. h3, g4, knight g3, and I can play g5. I was quite optimistic about this position. And yeah, I think this position is interesting. So he played bishop e6. So I play h3. Of course, castling is dangerous. He plays knight d7, knight g3, queen h4. Okay, this is interesting. Knight h5. King f8 surprised me. I thought he was going to castle here. Sort of, it's what I was expecting. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I can play g3, g3, queen e7, g4, then maybe you can come back, queen h4. I don't know, I was toying around with some ideas like this, but I wasn't too sure. Anyway, he plays king f8, castles, g6. Yeah, here, for a long time, I was thinking about the move f4. f4 would be quite interesting and nicely chaotic. So the idea, of course, is that if he takes on h5, I play f5, yeah? and the attack is nice, but unfortunately for me, it does not work, this idea, because I think black has bishop takes h3, and yeah, bishop takes h3. Yeah, he sort of wiggles out, right? But anyway, I wasn't too keen on doing this, so instead I went back knight g3. He played king g7, and now I saw a very interesting idea, a very interesting concept, because I want to play f4, right? I want to play f4, but the knight is hanging. And then, as I always say to my students, you must always check patterns. Like the king on g7 is on a black square, and the queen on h4 is on a black square. I'd love to play knight f5. That means knight f5 check would be a fork, right? But we cannot get this fork going. So, but you don't stop. You go further in the position and say, okay, but then the queen is hanging. So it means if I can find a way to put a piece on e1, either bishop or queen, then I can play f4, right? And I'll be threatening knight f5 check, right? So, okay, let me do nothing just to explain the concept. Let's say I didn't play this move. I'm just making an example, right? And then I play, let's say, f4 now. Now, of course, if pawn takes pawn, then I have knight f5 check, you see, right? And then if you take the knight, then I take your queen, of course. But so this is the idea. But of course, in chess, you're not playing a beginner. You cannot play like these ideas. So I had this concept, but now you need to find another idea, and then you need to join them together. So yeah, the idea is that you see, because black, so you cannot also just think only tactically. You have to think tactically and strategically, yeah? So black does not have a black square bishop. So my black square bishop would love to dominate the black squares. So, for example, if I play, let's say b4, b5, the knight has got no nice square unless it goes b. If it goes 97, then the queen cannot come back, you see? So that is the concept. So I'm combining the two ideas. I played b4. I don't think he can allow me to play b5, bishop b4, things like this. So he plays a6. And now I cannot allow him to play b5, because if he plays b5, he'll play knight b6 and then, attack my weak square. So I play a4. And now I'm threatening b5. To play b5 take, and my queen can invade. So he plays a5. This is all logical. I'm not saying it's forced, but it's logical. And now I take on a5, and he takes with the knight. And now look at that. Now I've got my concept going. I attack the knight, and the concept is good. So, for example, if he plays, let's say, knight c4, I hit him with f4. And you see, the concept is there already. Because I'm threatening knight f5 check, yeah? And then, So anyway, here he plays queen d8, yeah, to defend the knight in this. But now already I have a very nice position because I play f4. And I can take on f4, of course, but I wanted to play knight e2 because I was also keen on this diagonal. If I take on d4 and get that diagonal going, he plays g5, I play knight takes d4. It's a very interesting position I took. Check. And then here, I thought, before I was going to overpower him on the black squares, but I mean, he's a very resourceful defender, and he plays, So I thought, okay, let me, the pass pawn is now the telling, yeah. So queen c3, and the black king is quite weak. I mean, I could get my rook across, but the pawn on e5 is also quite weak. And so I think he has to actually go here, this end game. Yeah, here I couldn't. I know that I'm better, but I couldn't really find a way because I'm also, long day, and I couldn't find a clean way. So anyway, the game went king f2, king e5. I played check and played for a long time. I wanted to make rook b7 this concept. That's why, king f2 idea is that in some positions I want to play rook b7. Because if I can play rook b8, then we're talking rook b1. But he will take and rook b8, and this king will come to c7. I couldn't make that work. So I played this idea. and play h4 just to okay. I thought to myself, okay, I mean, I will possibly have to give him the pawn and take, play this other structure, a7, took and then took that pawn. So now f4 is quite weak. And yeah, I thought this one, possibly, of course, he can play better somewhere. And now I play king takes, and possibly he should play bishop a2 check, and then I would play king e5 and so on. But he plays c4. c4 is a mistake. I play rook f6. And unfortunately, now he cannot get out because he resigned here. But if he takes, I have e5, e6, yeah. And the king is too slow. And then I will just take and completely winning position. Yeah, so yeah, a very interesting day, and a lot of fighting chess, long hours. Wow. But yeah, so tomorrow I'm playing Jan Karsten last round, and in the morning. So yeah, I actually have to just quickly get ready after this, and yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this. Please like, share, comment. And with that, I will say once again, checkmate.